Comparison between the Resident Evil 4 remake and the Dead Space remake are so natural they're almost unavoidable. Both are top-tier beloved survivor horror games, both had remakes made in 2023, and both star absolute icons of gaming badassery in Isaac Clarke and Leon S. Kennedy. But there's one question I don't hear anyone asking. Which of them is the iconic Chad of all survivor horror games? We will look at several essential factors in the battle between these two absolute giga studs, then tally that shit up at the end to determine once and for all who is the grade A, undisputed, absolute testosterone pumping giga Chadimus Rex of all of horror gaming.
Everyone knows a hero is made by his clothing. You can only be a Chad if your drip looks good while it's dripping in blood. It's fashion.
Isaac comes in strong this round, as every phase and form of his mining rig is iconic. The helmet literally glows with cool. The mini-ribbed exoskeleton evolves and expands with each upgrade until Isaac is decked out in gleaming metal. This is the epitome of rugged masculinity on the great frontier of deep space and cosmic horror. Isaac is a gaming fashion icon, and given that he's been featured in an insane number of gaming cameos, if you argue otherwise, you are a literal dumb idiot dumb boy, and I stand by that. Fight me. Leon, on the other hand, has a broader range of looks which are more distinctive but less iconic than Isaac's rig. Ranging from his standard tactical t-shirt and jacket to his mafioso suit to his swaggering romance option and more, Leon's repertoire of ensembles extend past official outfits into a bevy of mods such as a fan favorite thong and tramp stamp Leon, which many fans are already insisting is canon. And what the hell is wrong with the Resident Evil community? First Dommy Mommy Giantesses, and now Himbo Leon. Is nothing sacred to you people? Isaac's rig is nothing short of impeccable drip. However, we cannot overlook the ace-up Leon sleeve, the penultimate swag, the hair. Leon's hair is unbeatable, unmatched. At the end of the day, when the helmet comes off, Isaac is just Space Adam Sandler. But no matter what outfit or dress up or modded monstrosity you put Leon in, his hair remains and remains undefeated. Case closed.
And the winner is Leon's hair. A Chad's greatest weapon may be the Chad himself. But when you're taking on legions of space zombies and parasitic freaks, a little or a lot of extra firepower does the trick. Here's the arsenal!
Leon boasts an assortment of firearms that could make any gun aficionado stiff quicker than a month's supply of Viagra. Not sponsored, but could be. Drop me a DM. From handguns to shotguns, snipers and assault rifles, SMGs, grenades, crossbows with explosive bolts, RPGs, and more, all fully upgradable and including optional attachments. Leon has no shortage of firepower to wage war against the parasitic forces of Las Plagas. While Isaac has a smaller arsenal, it's unquestionably more powerful. Even though much of Isaac's weaponry are repurposed mining tools, he's still working with space-age tech that includes plasma cutters, energy rifles, massive flamethrowers, laser cannons, deadly kinetically propelled ripper saws, and a concussive force gun that slaps with the force of 1,000 Cat 5 hurricanes, and that's a scientific measurement, I promise. Each tool and weapon in Isaac's arsenal is fully upgradable and also have creative alternate fires that help round out the versatility of his weaponry despite having fewer to choose from than Leon's bag of goodies. The winner here is clear. Any weaponry enthusiast would trade a whole armory of standard boomsticks for the chance to get their hands on the plasma cutter alone, much less the rest of Isaac's armaments, and that speaks for itself.
And the winner is Space Age Mining Tools! Zombies, mega parasites, bioweapons, and they being beyond comprehension aren't the only dangers survival Chads face. Sometimes the environment itself is all the enemies a hero needs. It's environment!
Leon's journey takes him through memorable locales, from quaint rural Spanish villages to grand castles to deadly caverns and caves, the tunneling depths of a mine, a sprawling industrial complex, and many more. All of these places are teeming with traps and hazards Mr. Kennedy must contend with. I mean, Christ, the bear traps alone live rent-free in my nightmares every night. Isaac, meanwhile, is trapped aboard the USG Ishimura, Ishimura, a planet-cracking megaship floating over the planet Aegis 7. The Ishimura is, quite frankly, hell in space, and one that repeatedly threatens to fall out of the fucking sky and crash land on the planet below to obvious catastrophic effect. The Ishimura itself is just teeming with atmosphere, every corridor drenched in shadow and dread like a haunted house on every type of steroid possible in space.
And the winner is Discount Event Horizon. Chads can be smart too. Our manly men may use their brawn to smash through hordes of horrifying creatures, but sometimes they need to flex their brain power too. It's smarts!
Leon's no idiot. While his physical capabilities may be what he leans most firmly into, Kennedy has proven time and again that he's capable of problem solving and working out many puzzles and obtuse obstacles that require a sharp, observant mind more than muscle. Isaac Clarke, however, is in a different league. Isaac is an engineer of such knowledge and talent that he's able to single-handedly keep the floating death trap that the Ishimura has become afloat and functional numerous times, reprogramming systems and fixing broken or malfunctioning hardware. Leon has his moments, but next to Isaac's know-how, he's a light bulb next to the sun.
And the winner is Space Engineering! No Chad is a true hero until their mettle has been tested against an opposing force, who had more fearsome foes to struggle against and overcome. Let's look at the enemies!
Both our paragons of masculinity deal with horrors beyond comprehension and consistent threats to their lives. Isaac contends with the necromorphs, which come in a variety of forms and mutations, including slashers, lurkers, leapers, pregnants, exploders, guardians, brutes, tentacles, and more tentacles, a fucked up mountain of flesh called the Leviathan, and more. While Isaac has quite the menagerie of space crazies to contend with, Leon has an even wider variety of horrors terrorizing him. These include villagers, zealots, soldiers, brutes, plagas, dogs, possessed armor, freshwater jaws, chainsaw maniacs, chainsaw sisters, giants, centipede nemesis, Wolverine, bugs, more bugs, the final evolution of Jeff Goldblum, Napoleon, Boogie Big Brother, and more, and the majority of these have multiple forms, evolutions, and weapon loadouts to choose from. Isaac may have a lot of space monstrosities trying to turn his insides into his outsides, but it just can't compare with the legion upon legion of varied and unique horror shows that Leon has to battle.
And the winner is the literal kitchen sink they threw at Leon's hair. When the arsenals fail, it's time to get physical. A hero needs a signature move to pull out in a pinch to even the odds. It's Signature Moves!
If there's one thing that's recognizable about Isaac outside of his quality drip, it's his stomp. Once you find the stomp button, it becomes an addiction, and the mighty, unyielding boots of Isaac Clarke is the only high you will ever need again. And the more you stomp, the angrier Isaac gets, until our beloved engineer finally snaps and goes full unhinged.
You piece of shit! Die! Fuck you! Son of a bitch! You piece of shit!
For the man having the worst day on the job a space engineer has ever had, it's a cathartic release. For the rest of us, an unforgettable signature move. Leon has a huge arsenal of weaponry from guns to knives and more, yet nothing is so deadly than the power of his kicks and the brutal satisfaction of his devastating suplex. No monster is too dangerous to not be kicked. No villainous infected so monstrous that Leon won't send them to Plex City, and it's glorious.
And the winner is neither. It's a tie. Get stomped and or suplexed. Nobody becomes a Chad without scars and years of psychological trauma, and our heroes are no exception. Let's check out their
emotional damage.
Leon and Isaac both have trauma and scars they contend with. While Leon tends to have a bit more of a classical, brooding, and stoic vibe about him, it's clear from the opening cutscene how he dwells on the thoughts of his past in Raccoon City and his interactions with Ada Wong that his past weighs heavily on him, and the many horrors he's seen have left their mark. Even though he bears it well, Leon is a haunted man. And I mean, shit. He's seen horror beyond comprehension. Who wouldn't be haunted after a single boss battle from Resident Evil 2 alone? Isaac's trauma and emotional burden are different. Sure, he contends with the horrific monstrosities of the necromorphs on board the Ishimura, and he sees the wildly macabre sights of the unitologists and the grisly rituals they've committed, and that has doubtlessly done some damage on Isaac's psyche. But more than these traumas is the marker's influence on his mind and spirit, manipulating him and bombarding him with visions and hallucinations, a constant, insidious splinter in his mind. The marker plays on his deepest traumas and regrets, that being his broken relationship with his wife Nicole and the mental anguish of her unaliving herself on a holographic recording. This event was so traumatic, so damaging to Isaac that he blocked it entirely from his memory until the very end of the game. And his guilt, shame, loss, and grief all combine with the marker's influence until Isaac sees visions of his dead wife all throughout the course of the game. Leon certainly has his damage, but it's nothing compared to Isaac, who suffers emotional damage so extensive it drives him to the very limits of sanity and beyond.
And the winner is...
It's a surprise, sweetie, but I think you're gonna like it.
A hero is only as good as the company he keeps. Which of our Chad survivors keeps the best company? Let's see their companions.
While our Chad protagonists are closely matched in many regards, the gap between the two in terms of companions isn't even close. Kendra turns out to be an interesting character, mostly to watch back throughout the game with an awareness of her impending betrayal. Hammond is an underwhelming and thoroughly unqualified leader. Nicole is mysterious and full of questions, but largely absent on account of her being dead. Mercer is creepy and nefarious, but ultimately little more than a Tom Cruise wannabe. If you don't understand this joke, I can't help you. And everyone else is too one-note or uninteresting for me to really even remember. Okay, look, Ashley is annoying, she's always been annoying, and will always be annoying. But at least she has some personality, some spunk. She has an attempt at a character arc, going from an absolutely terrified, frozen in fear damsel in distress to a, well, still terrified damsel in distress, yes, but at least one that does what she can to be useful and helpful. Luis is a charming ladies' man, a Spaniard with swagger who helps Leon in several gunfights to try to redeem for his shady past. Ada Wong is mysterious and aloof as ever, pulling Leon's strings and serving her own interests. Ramon is a knockout villain, steeped in cruelty and haughty aristocratic arrogance. All of these and many more characters are larger than life and command the screen with their presence. Caricatures of characters in the same way that Resident Evil 4 itself is a caricature of a classic action flick. Honestly, there's really no contest here.
And the winner is... the Spaniard and your kid sister. A survivalist Chad is prepared to face the most extreme and over-the-top conditions one can imagine. Which hero had the most daunting standout moments? Here are the set pieces.
Isaac and Leon both have some intense, gripping action set pieces during the course of their games. Isaac gets drug about by massive tentacles, pulling him toward a grisly death, blown out of multiple ships, almost goes adrift in space, maneuvers around in zero-G, uses a turret system to blast meteors out of space, destroys the Leviathan with more turrets, plays zero-G basketball, and many more. Though these are exciting, it doesn't measure up to Leon's adventures in defending Ashley from oncoming cultists, playing hide-and-seek with Wolverine, making a human bug popsicle, shooting a motherfucking cannon, playing defend the fort, creating OSHA violations, creating allergen cross-contaminations, knife fighting, riding the world's deadliest roller coasters, and more. Honestly, that last one all by itself is enough to clinch up this win. The rest is all just extra fun tossed in for good measure.
And the winner is... Resident Evil Minecart! No matter how grim the situation, a Chad will find the right thing to say. Who has the wittiest quotes? It's one-liners!
Let's be honest, Isaac, especially panicked or enraged surly Isaac, has some zingers.
No, not now. Shit. Fuck. You're done, you son of a bitch.
If whatever's down there wants to wrestle for the marker, I'm in.
Are you fucking kidding me? Fucking pile of shit. Piece of shit.
This is all I got left!
Mr. Clarke, come in.
Fuck this ship.
You're alive. Altman beat him.
Fuck Altman too.
Where's everyone going? Bingo?
But these pale in comparison to the absolute insane quotability and memorable lines that Leon spouts all throughout Resident Evil 4.
God damn, you're a big boy. I am flattered. I'm a one-lady type of guy.
You guys still around?
Well, I wanted to go home, but Ashley just had to see this castle first.
Such a pleasure to finally make your acquaintance, Mr. Kennedy.
Who the hell are you?
Jumping across chandeliers, seriously, who does that?
What are you, my mother? The fuck are you?
You have forsaken a holy body.
I'll give you a holy body.
The man is a meme machine and he speaks for himself. Easy dubs.
And the winner is...
Insects' life doesn't compare to human lives.
There's no question that both Leon and Isaac are both Chads of the highest order. Heroes of survival, monuments of masculinity. But only one can be the greatest, the pinnacle, the alpha Chad Thundercock to rule the rest. Who is it? Who is our Chadimus Prime?
Winner, Leon S. Motherfucking Kennedy!
Isaac put up a hell of a fight, but Leon and his impeccable hair just couldn't be bested. Isaac Clarke will always be a hero, but when you can only call one man to do the job, in Leon we trust. If you disagree, I not only don't care, but seeing as on how Capcom is a Japanese company and Resident Evil 4 is a Japanese title, disagreeing with this is basically racist. It's 2023, bitches. How to make the rules. Holla!
So long, nerds!